Hello, everyone. Terry Earthwind Nichols again. And here we are with another short about what coaches and consultants are doing out here for themselves and their clients. Some great conversations. Steve Gamlin's with us. Steve, it's so great to see you. Tell me a little bit, what are you doing? That's the famous question, my friend. Go for it.
Right now, with things being a bit different in the speaking world, we are not really traveling around being on stage. So I'm focused on being here in the recording studio. And a big part of my business since day one has been keeping part of my time and resources for helping those in need in the community. And right now, people are really struggling, and people are scared and they're confused. And I said, we don't have a lot to give right now, but what we can do is we can bake, we can cook, we can bring some food to some of these local shelters that allow that to happen. So I've spent the last couple of Sundays just being joyously present in my kitchen. My wife bought 3 different instant pots because she got great prices. So now we sometimes have 3 instant pots lined up. We have 2.5 crock pots because we got a little one. So I've been baking bread for a couple of these homeless shelters that help people come in. And I bake it so that when I show up with it, it's still warm, because what a feeling of just that warm bread.
Oh, man.
I also found a recipe, and I was talking with somebody else about this, and they said, well, yeah, they were handing out instant oatmeal packets at the shelter. And I said, well, hold on a second. First off, it's not the healthiest thing for you, and it's not as delicious as it could be. So I went online and found a recipe for a healthy apple cinnamon oatmeal. You make it in the crock pot. It takes 7.5 hours.
Wow.
So the last few Sundays, I've been getting up at 4 a.m., putting all the fixings in, turning on the crock pot, making sure I turned on the crock pot in the kitchen, turning the light back on, making sure that crock pot is on, because 7.5 hours at room temperature is not going to cook this oatmeal. And when it's done, the whole house smells amazing. So I put it in something, foil wrap it, put it in a heat bag, and fly to the shelter. And I tell you what, somebody walked in after the second week and said, hey, the oatmeal, he just pointed at me, said, the oatmeal guy's here. And it felt so good. Now, I don't want the recognition, but I love that he saw me and he smiled and he knew that something delicious was coming, and warm and healthy. And I just want people to know that I don't want my name on it, but we're called the Beach Bums. That's our name. That the Beach Bums care. And I'm trying to make that as big a part of my business as possible. Not for this, but for this. Because it makes me feel better as a person. And it makes me feel more responsible. And it makes me more aware of how many people are really struggling right now. So that's what we've been up to.
Man, that is so cool. So cool. Yeah, and you're making me hungry every time we talk about these breads you make, man. It's crockpot. It's very interesting.
Yep.
And what you've done for those people in that homeless shelter, you've recognized them as human beings. And they have connected with you, a non-homeless person, coming into their world and not wanting anything in return.
Yeah. And
It's
the folks
very powerful.
every day are heroes to me. Sometimes they'll, Steve, thanks so much for bringing this. Or, hey, somebody stopped by the other day. They're one of the Beach Bums. And, we stop in, we drop something off. And I feel very, very blessed to have the opportunity to do that. But the staff that work with these people every day, who hold their hands, who just keep their lives together, even for an hour a day that they're all together.
Right.
Those are the heroes to me.
Yeah, man.
Those trenches every day, just trying to save a soul or save a life or just save someone's mind when they're struggling. And there's a lot of that going on right now. And I just hope that more heroes like those people step up and keep their doors open as best they can.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thanks for stopping in today. For those of you who are watching this, the remarks underneath is our contact information. You want to talk to either of us, please do so. Steve, thanks for talking to us today.
Thank you, Terry. Always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you.
All right, man. Goodbye.